Most people know the tragic version of Judy Garland's story. The girl who played Dorothy and never really got to grow up happy. What most people don't know is exactly why. MGM started feeding her amphetamines and barbiturates at 13 years old to control her weight and keep her working. A habit the studio built into her before she even hit high school. One that turned into a lifelong addiction she never chose and could never fully outrun. It's the real reason her story ends up filled with more tragedy than happiness, even at the height of her fame.
Judy Garland signed with MGM at 13. The studio put her on a strict diet of black coffee, chicken soup, and cigarettes to control her weight, then handed her amphetamines to keep her energy up through 18-hour shooting days, and barbiturates at night to bring her back down so she could do it again the next morning. She didn't choose that routine. It was built for her by adults who profited from how much she could work. It followed her into adulthood, but so did the talent. Her 1954 comeback in A Star is Born earned her an Oscar nomination, and by 1961, she was filling Carnegie Hall for a concert so acclaimed, the live album won 4 Grammys, including Album of the Year. Whatever else was happening to her, Judy Garland could still fill a room and sell a record.
So the money should have been there. Instead, by the mid-1960s, she found out it wasn't.
Her agents, Freddie Fields and David Begelman, had been managing her earnings for years. An audit ordered by her estranged husband later pointed to embezzlement running into hundreds of thousands of dollars. In July 1967, on the closing night of a sold-out run at New York's Palace Theater, federal tax agents seized her earnings on the spot to cover an IRS bill of $500,000, worth roughly $4 million today. The IRS put a lien on her Brentwood home and began garnishing her record royalties. She sold the house at a steep loss and spent stretches of her final years moving between hotels, often leaving bills unpaid behind her.
By 1969, Garland was still performing. Not for the love of it anymore, but because she needed the money to keep chasing down what she owed. That spring, she married for the 5th time and traveled to London for a 5-week concert residency meant to help rebuild what was left of her finances. On June 22, 1969, she was found dead in her London home. She was 47. The cause was ruled an accidental overdose. Over her lifetime, Judy Garland earned something in the range of $10 million. Well over $100 million in today's money. When she died, her estate was valued at around $40,000, and she still owed more than that. Friends, including Frank Sinatra, quietly helped cover what was left of her debts.
Years later, her ex-husband Sid Luft auctioned off roughly 500 of her personal belongings just to leave something behind for her children. Much of what she'd spent her final decade paying off traced back to money that had gone missing from agents she'd trusted years earlier and never checked on.
Here's the thread that runs through both parts of her story, and it isn't really about drugs or about money on its own. It's about control and who's actually holding it. As a teenager, Garland had no say what went into her body. That decision belonged to a studio that profiled from her output. As an adult, she had no clear picture of where her money was going. That decision belonged to agents she never double-checked. Different decades, different people, same mistake. She wasn't the one watching. That's the part worth carrying with you. Whatever your version of it looks like. You don't have to run every part of your own life personally to stay safe, but somebody needs to be watching the parts that matter most. It should never be someone who benefits from you not looking. Judy Garland earned a fortune and kept almost none of it. Not because she wasn't talented enough, but because she never got to check the math herself. I'm Amy. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.